Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Okay. Updates all. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Watching us, it is the Boomba on your Boom Radio NG. And my name, Ola Tulupa. Alago, the one and only. Have you missed my face? I know you missed it. But I'm back. I'm back with a bang.
Yes, whatever bang it is, let it be a safe one though, because it's around that time where people need to be careful of bangs.
What's bang? I'm lost.
Bang, bombs, diffusions.
There's no time. I don't know anything
all of that.
you're talking about.
So what bang are you back with?
I'm back with me. Just me alone like this.
You're the
What
bang.
do you think? How? Hey, see miss you.
All right.
Anyway,
While you're glorifying yourself in self-edification and self-whatever that you are doing, the world is moving on.
this is the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. This is where we bring you everything news, politics, sports, entertainment, and every single thing in between. Today is a very interesting one. There's been a lot of drama just today alone. Like, it has really ushered in a lot of drama today. But before we get to the main gists of today, we just wanted to run down a few things that happened over the weekend. It's something that we do a lot, and one of the major things that happened over the weekend was the game between Manchester City and Liverpool is what everybody was looking forward to. Like, okay, this game was probably going to be the determining factor, which even though Man City is still leading by 1 point, which that 1 point can end the season like that, not.
It's not a safe.
Oh no, I get it. I'm just saying that it could end like that.
It could.
Or not.
Yeah.
It's not a safe thing for them. It's a better stance for Liverpool, but also doesn't mean that Liverpool is going to make use of that opportunity anyway. So
Really?
I said yes.
You're writing Liverpool off?
I'm not writing. I said it does not mean that Liverpool would make use of the opportunity. It's also not a good standing for Manchester City. Anything is possible. And with antecedents, Liverpool is good at bottling stuff. Just saying.
They're good at bottling stuff. That's what you say. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're able to stay on defense, then take a position and go back to defense. It's not smart way to
I'm just saying. At the end of the day, it's better for Liverpool for that. But if they don't step up to the plate, it's just it's what it is. It is what it is,
and like we say, music, sports, politics, entertainment, and everything in between. And Liverpool, Man City, good result for the game. Not necessarily good for both teams. Not bad also because they didn't lose anything.
Yeah, everybody's it was still maintaining status quo
and all of that. But it's the kind of game that could have gone either way, like every game. But this particular one, maybe Liverpool could have done something a little bit different. One of the things that I like the most about the game is actually the verve and the energy by which Pep Guardiola greeted Jurgen Klopp on the sideline. You know that, okay, these guys, they might not be friends, but
there's some level of respect. There's respect that. And I saw someone tweet something today, and I was like, that is the way to go, because I didn't watch the game, but yesterday I went back to watch highlights and all. And the person said that watching this game made it obvious that these people are really the title contenders.
Oh yeah,
like
both of them.
Like it was this was beautiful game of football.
Yes.
Like you're like, okay, like you really can't doubt the fact that these are the two people that are either going to.
And it shows on the table the gap between them and
everybody
and
else.
the chasing pack and all of that. And amazing result for them, and it might go down to the wire. We never can tell. But I think it's going to be tight.
Yeah, I think is at this point it could be either person that, like you said, both are playing fantastic football. They've both dropped points where they shouldn't have. Everybody seems to be dropping points a lot these days, e.g. Arsenal, because I'm lost as what's happening. But also Manchester United, Chelsea they did better this week compared to last week.
Oh, Chelsea fought back, man. They did amazing.
And so yeah, I think that it's not a bad thing for everybody the way it's going at the moment, but for them, I think that they're the ones that I think that everybody is definitely pushing forward to now. And also, we know that a few people look like they're going to a team like Everton. One would never have thought that it would be as low on the table as they are now. They are almost going to, if they're not careful, they're most likely they're the way to be relegated, and that's probably never happened to them in God knows when.
Yeah. So someone said that Everton that everybody was beating when they got Man United's done. Of course, they did what Man United will always do: fail to beat. You know,
Yeah.
It was the kind of game that if you were new to football, you would be rooting for Man United. But if you know football very well, you'd be like, and it was the situation because trust me, they just have made up their mind to make life difficult for everything and everybody associated with them, you know, to the point where the new coaches that they're looking at will be thinking like, I'm sure I want to take this Man United job, you know, because
if you're not careful, you're really just going to like, don't come and spoil my record, that kind of thing. Do you get? We definitely will see how all those people pan out. I know that the games are ending in a few weeks' time, so it's for everybody. Even the issue of getting into the top four now is really like is a very tight.
Yeah, shout out to Tottenham, man. Just when you thought it was over for them,
they decided
they
to
came
step up
and showed why they deserve to be in the top four.
But at this point, you never can say. Three people that you just don't know. Tottenham,
you can say because Arsenal and Man United are just jokers. Those two teams are just playing.
I'm sorry, Tottenham. I will not hold my breath for Tottenham also because this one they are consistent for 3, 4, 5 games, and then when you really think that they've stabilized, and then kaboom, we're back again. To me, with the amount of games that Tottenham had in hand, you would think they should be comfortably by third by now. Now they're like they really have to do like much more work to actually get to where they were and where they are. So I'm not going to hold my breath out for any of them, really. But Chelsea has a better standing. We all know that. So we definitely will see how all those go. So let's move off that and let's move on to one of the major things that is on the front burner. I won't say one of the major things. Actually, the major thing today. We woke up this morning at 7 a.m. Nigerian time, and I don't think a lot, or when I say most, don't let me say all, because of course a lot of people knew, a lot of people broadcasted that. We woke up at 7 a.m. and it was a video all over social media. It was on YouTube, it was on Facebook, it was on Twitter, it was on Instagram, it was on TV stations. And basically what the idea was, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, which everybody had been speculating, is he going to declare, is he not going to declare, is it this? We never really had any concrete thing from him or his team. And there was an official video of him actually declaring.
Yeah. You know that it was well packaged, well.
Oh yes, it was a well thought out. Yeah, it was.
Everything. It was kind of like different to some of the declarations that you've seen.
Some or all.
You know, some.
All. Because there's like always a fanfare and there's always.
Kind of like different to some of the
all
declarations that you've seen, and again you look at the way he went about articulating himself and everything. Good use of the prompter, poise and composure and everything. Those are the things that I'm looking at as a broadcaster. You look at, how well someone has delivered their lines and everything.
Oh no, you give it to him. He is a good orator normally. So
that is as much as you can take from me as a broadcaster. Now the thing is, it has generated a lot of discourse.
Oh yeah, it's been trending.
Anger, a lot of joy, a lot of everything from different people.
Yes.
We've heard all sorts of people talking all sorts of things, and at some point you are wondering, like, okay, is this the first person to declare?
Yeah.
And even the foreign media have gotten in on it. A couple of African countries and
a lot of people
are talking about it.
It's the vice president that we're talking about. So
there's a lot of reactions back and forth, and we're going to look at those reactions and also give you ours, and maybe just analyze here and there. But majorly, we're talking about how people were reacting to this. Now, let's also establish that a couple of hours before the declaration of the vice president, the Minister for Transportation,
Rotimi
Amici, former governor, and of course, serving minister, also declared. Now, the funny thing about that declaration was that what we heard about the broadcast was that it was a Thanksgiving
for his 70th birthday.
Yeah, and all of that, and everybody was like, "Oh wow, it was going to be in a stadium."
I didn't even know it was even that old. I'm like, "Oh wow, this man actually looks good for a 70-year-old." Yeah,
he does actually. That's huge and everything. And lo and behold, the man started running for presidency that day. Literally,
literally
started running.
And before we even get to that, I was gonna say that let's have a little bit of rundown of everybody, or at least most of the people that
this was like walking backwards, because a few hours before that, or a few hours after that, actually, after Rotimi Amaechi's declaration, Pastor Tunde Bakare,
which
of the Latter Day Church.
I saw that, but I was gonna ask.
It's Latter Rain Assembly.
Latter Rain Assembly.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, please, under which party?
Well, no, there's several parties that you can join, or it may have joined.
But before you declare, wouldn't you have like a party? But you know why you know why I was saying that was because I remember seeing pictures, not one picture, a few pictures of him at the APC convention that happened last month. So is he for you to be at the APC convention, in my own books,
you most likely are
a member of the party. So is he declaring under APC, or that I had one party one time and they said they were a third force or fourth force or whatever forces that they were?
Okay. The only pastor that I know had a party, or as a party, is Fresh Party, House of Nigeria Fresh, Pastor Chris Okote, and I don't think he's running because he hasn't declared yet. But I do know that Pastor Bakare has been very political. He's been involved. He was a running mate to the current president.
Oh yes, that's what I'm saying. That is he under the APC? Because I know that recently he has also criticized the APC and the president, who he was former running mate to, but he didn't win at that time. So what I'm saying, because that was what my point is, like, okay, is he still under the APC, or
I'm not sure he was ever a card carrying member, so maybe he's now joined them.
He wasn't a card carrying member when he was
Buhari did not run under the APC with Tunde Bakare.
So
okay, it was the CPC.
Okay, now I get it now. Okay. Oh, okay, right, cool. So basically, that is another pastor. Yeah, that's the second pastor that is declaring. Then there was former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Then, which surprisingly, I don't think there was also like a major event around the zone as well. Yeah,
but there was Timi Dakolo performing.
Okay, yeah, there was a major event. There was. I mixed it up. I think it was Governor Wike that is, I think his own was like just in like a room where he was having a meeting with people, and it was
it was like a conference room.
Yeah, it was like a conference room. His own was not really that much of a fanfare around it. Yes, I remember Vice President, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's declaration as well. Then there is the former Senate President Bukola Saraki.
Yes, Bukola Saraki.
There is
in Bukola Saraki's case, they decided to adopt an approach that I think Buhari had used a couple of years ago, where people bought forms for them, in quote. You know,
there are plenty that they bought forms for.
Yeah, but since you talked about Saraki, I just I had to put that out there.
What's it called? Saraki. They bought form for Saraki. I think they bought form for Peter Obi. Abi? Because I remember there was somebody that was shading them a few days ago.
I think it was Obasanjo. Was like,
no. There was one person that said that he bought form for himself. He didn't. Nobody bought form for him. Oh yeah, it was Shehu Sani. Shehu Sani was. I think he is declaring for governor.
Yes.
That he now came and said that nobody bought form for him. That everybody would just be lying up and down. Anyway, that's them and their own cup of tea. Whether they bought form for them, whether you gave those groups the money to buy form for you, good luck to you. There's also the former state governor of, is it Abia or Anambra State? I think it's Abia State, Peter Obi.
Peter Obi was Anambra.
He's Anambra State.
He was 8 years governor of Anambra. So under Abga before he joined the PDP. So
he too has also declared. The current governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, has also declared.
Oh, yeah, he also had a grand event.
But you also know that he's been going on about it for years, for a few years now. Yeah, he's been really prominent about it. So we see a lot of these people back and forth, and there's a lot of drama, and everybody is trying to make it.
Pius Ayim declared.
Yeah, Pius
Ayim declared.
There's a lot of people.
There's a young lady that declared before everybody, before most of them.
Yeah, and there's a young guy that declared that was caught stealing in Ogbomoso. That he too said he wanted to be Nigerian president.
Yeah, but he'll probably be president of his prison cell by now. He might not even make that one too.
But anyway, so that looks like there's a lot of people. There most likely will be a lot more people.
Yeah, there will.
But for a lot of parties, a lot of prominent parties, for like APC, PDP, and even because of INEC's calendar, everybody should have a consensus, or they should have been done with their primaries by some time and all that. I think last week the APC also came up with their calendar on when their primaries would be and all that. I know that
most parties have already
2023
set the target.
For 2023 it's I think it's probably like a make or mar decision for Nigeria. So it's not just about Nigeria. There's a lot of what's it called? What would I say now? There's a lot of eyeballs from the world. The whole world seems to be waiting on bated breath for Nigeria's next president. It seems to be a lot of things. So after the vice president declared today, there's been a lot of reactions. I don't want to call it lies, but I would say there's been a lot of propaganda about how the vice president consulted with governors, and there were a lot of people that came, and another person called governors and they did not come, and another person, and someone has called on governors, and 12 governors have come, and 17 governors have come, and this person is there and that person is not there, and I'm beginning to wonder, like, do we really just want a president, or we're just because there's just too much, like, and most of the time everybody seems to, as would I say that most people's arguments is not based on facts, it's not based on what I think this person can do, or what I think. Like, I'm always of the opinion that you can support a particular person without maligning other people.
Of course, that's possible.
It's about you supporting the person. It's not about you maligning everybody else. Unfortunately, people haven't gotten it, because I'm surprised how people haven't gotten it. People haven't gotten the fact that those things don't work.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Before we proceed, I want to say better shout out to a couple of people.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
First of all, I want to start with Honorable Balogo. It's her birthday today.
Whoop, whoop.
We're expecting our cake
Whoop, whoop,
and water.
whoop, whoop.
Hopefully, water. Uzomaka Antonia here, natural, my good friend. It's her birthday today. My boy, my friend, my paddy of life.
Yeah, it's Paul's birthday
Paul,
today.
yeah.
It is
Paul
Paul's birthday.
Ayoride,
Paul
it's his birthday
today. Yeah.
You know, so a big shout out to Paul Ayoride. Thank you for always being you, always being there. My brother, my friend Femi Omole, happy birthday to you too. A couple of other people, Bankole Aziz, Ajayi Olayinka, Kibati Bankole, Christian Odega, and David Chooks Osai. A big shout out to all of you on your birthdays.
Wow. It's,
on your birthday. Yeah.
It's
all right.
It's interesting.
It is actually. So you talked about how people are always coming up with lies and fake news and all of that. But the truth is, some of these things are part of people's strategies.
Yeah.
Everybody, even people who claim they don't have a strategy,
they always have.
They
but
have
I'm
one,
like that.
or
Can't
it's
we
part of people's
have
agendas.
Very intelligent strategies? Like, is it
you're the
wrong?
one that feels one strategy is not or agenda is not intelligent. To them, it's probably the best, and you don't even know what the end result will be. That's the truth. So, yes, it might sound a certain kind of way. Yeah, and I understand why you're bothered. I'm also bothered with the fact that a lot of people are just creating stories that sound like science fiction and and drama and action all rolled into one. But the thing that we need to emphasize is that even if we all acknowledge the fact that everybody's entitled to their opinion, can we safely say that we're speaking the truth? Can we safely say that we're not just making up stories, to get by or to gain some kind of notoriety or some kind of importance or clout that we don't even have? You get? And again, do you care if you're destroying people's lives or their sources of livelihood, as the case may be? Because politics to some people is just what it is. It's politics, and they don't care.
Yeah, because at times you wonder, like, people say a lot of things and do a lot of things, and then when the election ends, you start seeing people saying they want to apologize. This is not what I'm about to say is not like hitting at someone. It's just an excuse. It's not an excuse. I'm just pointing something out. I'm going to go back all the way to an example. Sorry. I'm going to go back all the way to Osun State APC primaries that happened a few months ago. You saw how the former governor of the state had a candidate.
Yeah.
And then he felt that there was a need to malign everyone.
Yeah, even his political associates.
He was just going to go on and on and on and on. And he did, yeah? And then after all that, you will think, because for me, I try to be here. I try to look at things like, for you to go to this length, you probably have an end game in mind, which is good for you if you win. But what if you do not win? Which we also know that it's a game of numbers. Anything can happen. Yeah, everybody has projections. I'm sure all these people coming out to say they want to be president, they all have projections and they all hope to win. But at the end of the day, there's only one person that is going to be president.
Only one.
So, which there are some of the times that some of us are like, so this person does not have a chance. But whether you like it or not, everybody's hoping that he'll win.
Yeah.
So, is it that what happens because even though you hope to win, you should also you see people that when they write speeches, I know I've watched a few times, and I know that in the US, for example, if you're vying for president or something, as you're writing your victory speech, you should also write a concession speech. Yeah, like you're really like a speech that if you lose, you're also going to say to concede to the person that won. Like, do they ever think of that angle?
Who is they now?
Everybody.
Well,
like everybody, because I think that if everybody comes up with that,
I don't think,
if everybody has that mentality, like I can actually also lose the way I'm hoping to win.
I don't think everything applies to everybody. That's, like I said again, you're the one that.
Why doesn't it apply to everybody?
Because that's the way life works. Things don't go the way you see and understand it.
Oh, I get it.
Your perfect grasp of this thing that you are on is something else for someone else. You get? So what you're expecting them to do does not even exist in their world. So you don't expect them to do something that they don't even believe in. How many people do you know in Nigeria have you seen or known that would come out immediately to say, oh, they lost an election and they're going to congratulate the next man? How many?
President Jonathan.
How many? You said only one person. We've been having elections on without any break now since 1999, and you mentioned only one person. Mention someone else. None, right? So how do you expect that to change overnight? It's not going to change overnight. This is not that country.
Because I also feel that
you
it would
talk
also
about the
help
US.
you if you lose.
No,
or if you
it's
have
not
that,
a Nigerian
if you
thing.
have a mentality like that, it would also help.
Why do you want to have a mentality like that? Is that not a defeatist mentality?
No, it's a realistic one.
So why is your reality my own reality? If I am a politician and I've done my own work and I believe that I have reached out to people, why should I be writing the concession speech?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you. I'm actually just asking you.
I'm saying it because it could be.
Are you gonna go? Are you gonna?
I won't say.
Are you gonna work?
I won't even say it could be anybody's game, because the idea at the end of the day is that 20, 30, 40 people can come out to want to be president. Like I said earlier, it's only one person that's going to win.
Let me give you
out
an example.
of, let's say, 40 of you, there is a 1 in a 40 chance. That's about 1 in 40%. There's only about 40. No, not even 1 in 40 is about there's about a 25% chance that you are going to win. No, what do I mean? Not 25. 2.5% chance that you're going to win an election.
Okay.
Do you understand? So that's others. It's gonna happen whether we like it or not. So the fact that you don't have 100% that is gonna happen, it's probability. Okay,
so you're doing all of these mathematics that has nothing to do with politics in Nigeria. Everything you said is just theory.
It's not about Nigeria. It's because it is what's gonna happen.
No, you are just showing us that you understand theory, and we get it. In Lagos, so many years ago, there were 2 people who were poised to go head to head for this post of governor. The person who became governor was not even ranked among the top 2. That's how politics works. So anything can happen at any time. And that third person that became governor was not given a chance, and he became governor. So you need to understand that every politician thinks like that third person, the ranked outsider. No politician, especially in Nigeria, even if he knows, it's not a problem.
No,
it's not.
What I'm saying is, going back to what I still said before, yeah. Let's assume there's about 40 people that are declared, meaning that there is only a 2.5% chance that you are going to be the one that will.
No, you're wrong.
Meaning that
your calculation is wrong. Let me tell you why it's wrong.
Why?
Each number carries different values. You cannot tell me because there are 40 people, each person has the same value. Even in mathematics, you will see that some objects have more value than the other.
Oh yeah, even if it has more value.
So it is not a 2.5% chance.
It is not a 100% chance.
But even it's not 2.5. It's not 2.5.
Yeah, with that angle, yes, it might not be 2.5.
So that's what I'm saying.
But it's also the minute there's somebody else in the mix, it is not a 100% chance.
The minute that there's somebody else in the mix, it's not a 100% chance. But
even if it's
take
just
for instance,
1%,
okay, so
there's
take
a
for
1% chance that you won't win.
Take for instance, let's go with the minute that there's somebody else. Take an article.
Yeah.
Then bring any of these other people that have declared now. Say for instance, IM. And pit them together. Let IM represent one party. Let Atiku represent another party. There's every chance that Atiku will beat him.
Yeah, but they're not just two.
No, you said once there's another person.
Yes.
That once there's another person, you don't have 100% chance.
Yes.
But I'm saying that even with whatever percent chance you have, you're almost guaranteed.
Anything can happen.
Exactly, but I'm telling you that even with the anything can happen attitude that the IM would have, he might end up winning.
Yeah.
So that's you supporting my point, and that's why you cannot tell people because that they should prepare for. No, they don't have to. Let them put everything they have into it. Let them contest the election. Let them campaign, go for debates, do everything, knock on doors, network, get endorsements, put in the work. And let that anything happen. But let it not be written that because you felt that it was not going to be guaranteed.
Oh no!
Then you wrote down your concession speech.
I definitely will not say that you shouldn't try everything you want. Please, you do everything. But I'm just saying that have it at the back of your mind that it is not a do or die thing.
Do you?
That way,
maybe that's what you should have just said.
No,
but you're saying that people should prepare and do all of that. No, I think you're saying two different things.
Making it not.
That's a contradiction.
No, not making it a do or die thing is also being okay with the fact that if I do not win.
No, that is you expanding the discourse. I think you need to be more specific. Because we're talking politics here.
Yes.
And politics is life here.
Yeah.
So you're saying that it's not a do or die thing. If you had said that from the get,
if it is not a do or die thing,
I wouldn't even bother to
what
want
does
to look
it
at
mean
it.
for something to be that it's not do or die? It means that anything is possible and whatever.
But that doesn't mean that you should concede without contesting.
I'm not saying that you should concede. I did not say concede. What I said was that put it at the back of your mind that whatever happens, and that is why you would write a concession speech, because in case you do not win.
This is America that you're talking about. America is not Nigeria. Nigeria is not America. I hope we get to a point where we're doing concession speeches and stuff. But the way politics is in Nigeria at the moment now, even the America that you're talking about, the former president did not concede. He did not concede.
Please.
He didn't. Please. So does that not even negate your America example?
I'm just saying.
Donald Trump, let me mention his name, refused. In fact, he went further to plan something that looked like a coup of sorts.
I get everything.
Or it was part of it. So
I'm just saying
so
that
how
maybe we would have a healthier electoral space if we do not make things do or die.
No. You see, it's not do or die at all.
It's a matter of do or die.
It is not. You see, the way
because
it is
if
now.
If you don't have it at the back of your mind that anything is possible, the way you are totally hoping that you can win is the same way you are totally hoping you can lose, because it's only one person that is going to win.
I am not going to work on a person's campaign now and be telling him, you need to have it at your back of your mind that you might lose. That's not even going to be on the table. What is on the table is how well can we transverse the nook and cranny of that state or country to deliver our message and make sure that we buy as many people into the project, not with money, but with ideologies, but with our campaign, with all the razzmatazz and get all the endorsements. I will go around believing that we can do it. Now, we're not going to go around saying, no, we don't. Nobody's going to do that.
I'm not saying anybody should go around saying that you can lose.
Having it at the back of your mind is a minimal thing. It's trivial. It's not even worth discussing for so long that you have. Yes, it's a given. It's a given. You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow morning. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the next 1 hour.
Politicians have that at the back of their mind.
Yes, they do. Guess what? Some of the people running for president, when they went to their party headquarters to buy presidential form, they bought senatorial form too. Yes. And this is not the first time. So I'm telling you, what you're saying is a given. It's not. Don't lose sleep over it.
Oh God, Nigerian politicians
don't lose sleep.
Are very wonderful.
In how many countries do you hear that?
The same way a senator in another state is actually bought form for senatorial
He's already going to
in another state.
Go to Senate in another state.
It's very
Nigeria.
interesting. It's
this
very
is Nigeria.
interesting.
It's Nigerian politics.
The wonderful things that we do.
It's the same place, this same country. Someone contested for governorship in PDP in Lagos.
Yeah.
He lost. Moved to another party. Contested for governorship.
He
lost. Came back to PDP to contest for Senate. He lost. Then, in a few months' time, you will hear him now. He wants to be governor. You understand? Make up your mind. Senator or governor, which one do you want to be?
Which one do you want? Exactly.
That's how Nigerian politicians move. So, you see, having it at the back of their mind is a part of them. Some of the people you see, they are not trying to be president, they look poor. Some of them want to get political appointment. Some of them want to get slots.
Okay, it's official. You are ready to break table today.
No, it's true. You go and buy form. How much is the form?
40 million. 40
million. Yes, it's an investment. Some of the people that bought form 40 million, have they declared? One of them bought form and he went to eat amala afterwards. He's flexing.
He has declared that.
You've seen his video of declaration.
Yasha bought form.
That's what I'm saying. You bought form. Are you not supposed to look at it now? Some of them are just playing game. Some people will now come and say they step down for one person on the floor. We know this game. At the end of the day, you think all of these people, even in the APC or the PDP, are really trying to be president. They're not. Yeah. It's all about horse trading and positioning and all of that. I know a guy in Surulere for so many years was a perpetual contender for chairman of the local government or the House of Reps. I know him. I can't mention his name. He's our person. Oh, that's what I'm saying. So, you don't worry about Nigerians politicians having at the back of their mind. 90% of them already know that they are losing.
Wow.
They know.
But they're just positioning.
But you know, again, at the back of their mind, what they really have is, what if those people that are top contenders run into anything can happen now? No, someone won an election in Kogi State and never became governor. Another person won an election in Bayelsa, and 24 hours to his inauguration, he was removed. So
anything
politicians are not worried. The current governor of Zamfara State did not win an election. But he's the governor. Rotimi Amechi became governor the first time through the courts. Kayode Fayemi, the same thing. Ralph Aregbesola. I can go on and on and on for you. So they don't give up. Even when they know that, like they say on the street, go sure for them. Even when they know it's not sure for them, they still push on. But that's the way life should be. In all fairness, you see, my problem is not with that attitude. My problem is with the fact that how many of them really know what it takes to be in that position. Mm-hmm. That you want to be the president of Nigeria, for instance. Do you understand what you have to do when it comes to diplomacy and security? Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. Take those hard decisions. Yet, it's easy for everybody to criticize and say the things they want to say. But are you really ready for the job? We've seen it now. People get there and they cower.
And then it's
at times it takes them years
for them to,
and before you know it, their tenure is over.
Its tenure is over. I agree with you. And still talking about politics. Before we leave politics, PDP seems to have just jettisoned their constitution. As they seem to have thrown open the presidential issue. And what I was talking about is that in the constitution, it is stated that the issue of zoning is stated there, but looks like they're not going to go with it.
They're not going to go.
And a lot of people have been going on. I think there was a meeting of the Southern, because according to an unwritten rule, they even have it in the constitution. In other parties, it's I think it's a thing in the Nigerian political space of an 8-year rule between passed from the north to the south and back and forth like that. We know the president is from the northwestern part of the country, so automatically the next president should either come from the south, the southeast, or the southwest.
That's where they should be. And if you look at the trend in the PDP in the southern part of Nigeria, only PDP members from the southeast have expressed their interest
yeah.
to be president. There's no PDP member from the southwest. But in the PDP, it's the south and southeast. South being Yesom Wike.
Yes, true.
You know, and I think there's someone again in Delta State. Then, of course, the guy
is
Igbo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a proper Igbo man.
I always thought it was like Bielsa
proper
or some...
Igbo man. So he has already said that he wants to be president. So yes, I believe that the PDP has shown us that they really can't be trusted.
But also, if we juxtapose that with the APC, we know that most of the people that have come out to the APC are from the south, from Tinubu to Osinbajo to
the entire
Mechi,
south is southwest and south
as
people contesting.
As people contested. But there's also the issue of the Kogi state governor. But Kogi is in North Central.
Okay, so like I was saying, you know, the PDP cannot be trusted. It is entrenched. It is enshrined, like Yemi said in the morning. I said entrenched. He said enshrined in their constitution. Zoning is one of the pillars of the PDP. And you look at a block, you look at a region that has consistently delivered votes to the PDP.
Oh yes, the southeast. Give it to them.
Apart from the governorship of Anambra State, every other position, or almost every other position, or every position, almost every, has gone to the PDP. And when it matters the most, that the PDP should zone to the south and indirectly or directly to the southeast, they're saying they're throwing it open. Their argument is that if Bola Tinubu gets the ticket for APC, they need someone like Atiku to fight him and defeat him.
But that's not the point.
Yesom Wike also has spoken, the governor of Rivers State, has said, look, I'm the only one that can tackle the APC. That's what he said, that he's the only one that can tackle the APC, you get. And that if it's Tinubu or whatever, he knows how to defeat them. Do you get? But why would Bukola Saraki and is it Tambuwal and the rest of them pick a form now that the PDP had restructured their party exco and their chairman is from the north? The party chairman is from the north.
The north as well.
And usually, one of the things that we do to balance things out in Nigeria is that you pick the party leader from one region and pick the president from another, like completely so that
other region.
You're balancing things so that everybody feels a part of the whole system.
Yeah.
So you're saying that, in essence, we should have president something from the north and party chairman from the north too. So the southern part of PDP, what does it mean?
What does it mean? They're not
nothing. They're not good enough. They're only good enough to be vice chairman, vice president. That's what you're saying.
They're only good enough for your votes. They're not good enough.
No, they will give them vice. They'll give them the vice presidency, and they'll give them I'm sure they already have the regional chairman who are from the 6 geopolitical zones. That's all they're good enough for.
Yeah.
And it should not be like
that.
It should not Again, we cannot force all the parties to agree. But it is a structure that has helped Nigeria. That you pick a Christian.
I think it has put like a balance.
It has helped.
Yeah.
You pick a Christian from one side and you pick a Muslim from another side. And we put them on the same ticket. It has helped.
Religion and
that's why Nigerian politics is very, very unique.
Yes. Yeah.
It has really, really helped. So if we're going to do that, we must look at what the party that doesn't have anything in their constitution, they've done it. The other upcoming parties, stronger, growing parties, and all of that, they already have their own internal democracy in place. But the PDP, that is supposed to be the strongest opposition, and hopefully, if things go well for them, they'll come back to power. They are going against their own party's constitution.
So
to the detriment of the interest of their party members in the southeast.
So I get what you're saying. Like, if they can't even stick with just a party issue, how are you going to stick with Nigerian constitution?
That's what it is.
That's
what it is.
I get what you're saying.
So you mentioned Yaya Bello, and for me, Yaya Bello is entitled to contest for the post of presidency because he is of age. He has the experience of being a governor, and he has the funds to contest. It's fine. It's fine. That's all I'm going to say about Yaya Bello.
That's all.
That's all.
Okay, moving on from that. Still talking finally before we leave politics. Wow, our time is almost gone. Someone that had picked up a senatorial ticket a few days ago. A video has now surfaced of a slap that never happened.
Yes.
And this is between Bianca Ojukwu, and the person I was talking about earlier was the wife of former governor Ebele Obiano.
Yeah.
And after all the drama that happened days and days during the inauguration of Professor Soludo
as the governor of
Anambra State, and shout out to him, as at today he had
his commissioners.
He has inaugurated 20 commissioners today. That's exactly 3 weeks after he became governor. Shout out to him. I know that I think it's now officially a law or something that is 30 days that you have to do it. It's something that we really need to keep the ground running. So a video surfaced today that slap everybody was going on about never happened.
The slap that never happened.
But my point was, why is it that Bianca Ojukwu went on as if, because she actually granted an interview
and she talked about
why she slapped so person, and Mrs. Ebele Obiano, why also didn't she come out to refute it that she was never slapped?
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange how both women allowed this thing to go on for so long. It's been weeks now, and everybody was in fact, the sad part is I saw someone post this video that shows a better angle to what happened, and the person was like, oh, this is how the slap happened, and I'm like, no,
there was no slap.
Because I seen the video before that person posted it. I watched that video like 8 times over and over and over.
Because that's my question, like, so why did both of them go with the narrative that there was a slap involved? Which is very interesting for me.
Again, at times maybe people enjoy the notoriety, they like the buzz.
Okay, maybe from the slapper.
Yeah.
But why would the so-called slappy, how does someone go about telling them that, take for example, they slapped Dolupo, and I know the slap did not happen. So why would I go on with that narrative?
Because you want to play the victim. You want to play the person that all I did was go say hello to her, and she slapped me. That's, oh my God, she slapped me. We understand that drama. So they're both milking it for whatever reason.
Drama is the word.
They're both milking it. But over and over and over again, you can watch that video. I don't know. Do we have a right to post it on YouTube? Maybe we should. Because we
should.
Watch this video over and over and over again. There was no slap.
There was definitely no slap. I would like to know what the idea.
From the body language and from the sound and everything, you will find that when Ebele Obiano went to her, Bianca still sat down because she felt that she was coming to greet her. She even touched Bianca's
Obiano. It looked like she
looked like the aggressor.
Yeah, she did.
She looked like that from that video.
You cannot take.
She touched Bianca's shoulder and Bianca did not react. Looked up at her, but it was when she now hit her on the gele.
Yeah, and it was
that Bianca got up and hit her gele back, but the slap did not land.
The slap did not happen.
No. We have been deceived. Okay. We will not take this line down. You people must retract.
Moving on.
Don't worry, you hear from our lawyers.
There's a lot of things that we still need to touch. Okay, so another thing that went on over the weekend was the sad news of the death of a gospel singer, Mrs. Osinachi Nwachukwu. And the story that popped up, I think on Saturday morning, was that how everybody knew her, or more like most people did not know her. But what people knew was that she's the singer of the very common gospel song, Ikweme, That song was like really, really big, yeah. And everybody heard that. The first news that we heard was that she had throat cancer and she succumbed to throat cancer. Then a few hours after that, news popped up and like she was not ill, that it was actually domestic violence.
Yeah, it's a very sad one. I also really didn't know much about her as an artist, but of course I cannot lie that I've not heard that song before. Then, you know, it was something that we discussed extensively on Saturday, and it led to another angle for me when it comes to religion and domestic violence.
And what do we teach?
Why are people being told by religious leaders, by reverends and priests and pastors that you cannot walk away from a dangerous situation?
It's divorce. God does not like divorce. Keep praying about it. God will answer your prayers. And at times, you know, the issue that I have with God will answer your prayers is that as much as we're asking God to, I think that from the onset, maybe why God might not answer your prayer was maybe because you were not even meant to marry that person in the first place. Does God help change people? Oh, yes. Or maybe you actually disobeyed him and put yourself in that situation in the first place, because I believe that God loves people and he will not willingly put you into a situation where you will see that you're going to die.
Yeah. So again, looking at all of these things that you laid on the table, after all said and done, you're in a violent, abusive relationship.
Yeah.
It is not the usual boyfriend and girlfriend one. You're bound by law and by the church. You're married. But this life that you have is only one.
Only one, no. Only one. There's not coming back from that. Yeah.
And you find that something is threatening your very existence.
Yes.
Why would you stay in that kind of position? You will not look up and find a car falling from a couple of stories high up,
and then
you stay there. Like, because you were told to stay.
You know, it's very interesting, because one of the things that actually also goes on in my head is that I do not think, as a Christian, I do not think Christ died for you to now be beaten or be killed by another human being.
At all.
Do you understand?
At all.
Especially a situation where you literally can remove yourself from the situation. And another issue is that I think that it is high time everybody, male or female, people need to, you hear a lot of stories of why people are in abusive relationships, of why they cannot leave because they don't have no money, they have no, I'm not saying that everybody should have, it's not a matter of contingency plan. It's the fact that in 2022, I think that everybody should have some level of something that they're doing, some financial stability. Not, you might not be 100%, but something that if something bad happens, you would be able to remove, at least temporarily remove yourself from that situation.
You know, at times we can stay where we both are now and tell people, remove yourself. In reality,
it's not as easy.
It is not that easy.
Oh, yes, I agree.
But the angle that we would always approach it for it to make sense is, do you want to die?
That's it. Nobody's saying it will be easy.
God forbid.
But that's the bottom
line. I would
line.
rather go and suffer under the bridge than be dead and buried because of a situation that I could have avoided.
That's the thing. That's it for me. Like, it's your life is the determining factor here. What's the word now? Is what you actually need.
That's all. That's the propelling. It's everything.
It's the everything.
So,
it's all the motivation you need. So, you staying alive.
In that context, men and women who have lost their lives have formed a pattern where they are abused or attacked by their partners, but they stay back.
They stay back. And you know what I also feel is that a lot of people, take for example, that was what I would say, maybe I won't equate it, but take depression or depressed people and people that deal with suicide, yeah, for example. It's like you put yourself in that situation as a abused person, but there's a lot more things that affect your death. Take for this woman's example. So this woman now, she has 4 kids. According to the police, her husband has been arrested. Wonder why he was never arrested when she was alive. Her husband is arrested now. She has 4 kids that are probably going to be thrown in the foster care, or maybe in some auntie's house or some uncle's house, which you definitely cannot compare to if their mother was alive to take care of them. She probably has parents that did not plan that they were going to bury a child. And even when they were going to bury a child, it's probably maybe not from someone else beating that child. People die from illnesses and accidents and all, but not from somebody willingly hurting their child. They have siblings. They probably have people that work under them, that depend on them for living. So it is like a whole community that depends on you being alive. Because I think that if people actually look at it on a broader perspective, then maybe, just maybe, it will give them a bit more motivation.
The thing about looking at things in a broader perspective is that if you're not in that situation, it's easy to analyze it and say, look at it from a broader perspective. A depressed person is not in full control of their senses to the point where they can actually rationalize. Mm-hmm. You know, we know it's chemicals and stuff that is affecting them. There are some things that's working, you know, in their system. But a lot of people find themselves in abusive relationships and they are too embarrassed or too weak or just plain brainwashed to the point where they cannot look at things from where you are, where you stand, and you're the one that sees it because you're not the one in the game. At times, if you watch people playing a game of chess or draughts or whatever, you can see better than them sitting on the board because you're not under that pressure. Now, they are under that pressure, and a lot of them do not have that kind of strength. We need to work on our mental strength and on our abilities to analyze and look at situations.
Yeah.
Not everything is going to work 100% for you. And because it worked for A doesn't mean it's going to work for B.
Once you find yourself in a situation.
But the instant that your life, your health is being compromised for whatever reason, please walk away. Please. Okay, you know what? We're not saying you should leave your relationship, but at least save yourself for that moment.
Yeah.
And maybe you will see things differently. Maybe even that person's anger will dissipate.
Subside,
you know,
and all
or subside.
That. Yeah.
You know, so we need to encourage
There's
people.
more awareness for a lot of things. People need to speak up the more. People need to. That's the thing. The society, we need to stop putting a lot of stigma on people that.
The church needs to stop telling people they can't get divorced.
They can't get divorced.
You ask them to stay back in the situation.
You hear stories of how
and then
I can't leave because my children. I don't want my children to marry. They'll say that they married from broken homes. You don't. We have so much stigma of my son cannot marry someone that has given birth before. My son cannot marry a divorcee, or my child cannot marry someone from a broken home. These are things that a lot of people deal with, so they're actually staying. A lot of these things, I think that we as a society, we have a lot more work to do. Be more appealing, maybe be more sympathetic to people's issues than just something to always just criticize at the end of the day, and that's it. And on that note, that is all we'll be able to take. But before we go, Ipob, the indigenous people of Biafra, has come out to say that they have banned fulani cows in Igbo land, and it takes effect from April 27th. We'll see how that drama goes. We know there's been a lot of drama over the weekend concerning Ipob and about a lot of youth deciding that they're not going to take a lot of issues lying down anymore. But definitely come back to that tomorrow and a lot more other issues to discuss. But today, this is all we have to take. Other Boomba, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You can still go back to watch this again on YouTube. It's Boom Radio NG on YouTube. Have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead. Peace.